I didn't hear what you said, but sure.
All right, we're live. Take it, Brian.
All right, what's up, guys? Fanout Crew here with Brian, Colby, and Jeff here for podcast episode 8. Nice Friday night. Me and Colby are both feeling a little under the weather. Jeff, you look mad because you always look mad, but
It's just football practice.
yeah, it's been a weird week.
How
have
is
you
it at
guys
that?
been doing?
How is it at that age with the practice? Do they know anything, or is it just a bunch of chickens with their heads cut?
Well, Miller, he's never played before, so he's kind of new, but he's doing really well. It's fun, man, because I've coached, coached high school level and like rec at the Golf Breeze, like the rec center, 8th, 7th, 8th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, but I've never coached like mini mites or anything like what Miller's
right.
in.
Oh, so you're coaching them?
Yeah, I'm helping coach.
Are you okay? You're like offensive coordinator or something, quarterbacks coach.
just helping out generally all the way around. But dude, it's so much fun, man. These kids, like, they're just wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, just ready to soak up any knowledge that you can give them. So that's awesome.
Yeah. You are you worried at all about the potential like health effects and stuff like that? Or you guys? I know you're probably teaching them the right way.
Not so much at this age, and that's one of the main reasons I wanted to coach, is so I could help out and look out for the kids and make sure they are learning the correct ways to tackle, and if they do get hurt, that they're going to get them pulled out of the game where they're not potentially lasting effects with concussions. But this age right now, they're more likely to get a concussion from falling themselves and hitting their head on the ground than they are from the contact.
Do you know what sport has the most concussions like by far, especially in the youth?
I would probably say karate or something like
that.
Soccer
by far, yeah, because
just kids running into each other,
and plus they're not supposed to use their heads to head the ball, but they do it anyway, and then their brains are starting to develop and stuff, so it's pretty crazy.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So Brian, you got a little story you want to tell, or a couple?
Yeah, I'll talk about the world of pinball here for a minute, because it's been a weird week for pinball, for like personally, and then also
we managed to go like 2 full podcasts without mentioning pinball, so that was like a record for you. So good job.
Yeah,
we were preparing for this moment right now.
Yeah.
This has all been a crescendo,
Well, I'll start off with like the non-personal part of it that I thought was cool. On ESPN 8 The Ocho, there was a pinball tournament today on ESPN.
Yeah, I heard Stern was doing it, right?
Yeah. So it's a Stern Invitational for they were playing the Avengers pinball that came out about a year ago. I didn't get to watch it, but really cool. I haven't been in the hobby very long, but that's a pretty big thing for a pinball tournament to be broadcast on ESPN. Like,
yeah, I would imagine so.
That's like something you see like crawling through YouTube or something somewhere. It's not something I'd ever expect to see on cable TV. So that was pretty cool. And then personally, if you guys have been watching this show or listening to our podcast, you've heard me talk about the Mandalorian pinball for the last like 3 or 4 months now. And that finally arrived this week. So I had to drive to Mobile to go get it. Jeff was awesome enough to let me borrow his truck. It's about an hour and a half drive to go get it. I looked at the weather forecast because I was supposed to go today, and the weather sucked on the forecast. So I was like, okay, I'll go Thursday instead. So I went Thursday after work, and I got this pinball loaded up in the machine. Well, first off, the box was damaged when we got to FedEx. There's 2 holes in it. And so
you were probably you were probably sweating bullets, man.
Yeah, because it comes standing up. So it's like, 6 foot tall. It's strapped to a pallet on the bottom of it. And there's 2 big straps that go over it. One of the straps was just gone.
Oh,
and there's 2 big holes in the top of the box next to the Mandalorian sticker. I'm like, holy fuck. Please don't let this be messed up. So I'm trying to look in the box, and like everything looks okay. And my distributor, Jarrett, he's a real nice guy that lives in Fairhope. He was like, look, if it's up to you. If you want, we can refuse delivery. They'll ship you another one. Or you can take it home, you can open it up, and then if it has problems, we'll do like a warranty claim and they'll still swap
Oh,
out
that's
whatever
not
needs to be
bad then. At
swapped
least
out.
they will honor it
So
after you open it, you know?
yeah. So he's like, just like we're good, if you're gonna do that, we'll take pictures of everything, and then you just want to like videotape your unboxing, which I had already planned to do, just so they can see that it's it was something that was damaged in shipping and not after it was given to you. So, anyways, I've got that kind of buzzing in the back of my head, but I thought I'd be okay. I get like 20 minutes onto the interstate after loading this up into the back of Jeff's truck, and I get a text message from my distributor that just says, "Rain on the interstate, turn around." And I didn't bring a tarp with me. And he says that I look up and I just see like a wall of black darkness in front of me.
Welcome to,
of
well, I was
rain.
going to say welcome to Florida, but you were probably in Alabama still, right?
Yeah, I was still in Alabama. I just got back on the interstate. So I'm like, oh my freaking God, this machine's going to get soaked. I've got to keep moving fast. I've got to get off the interstate as fast as I can. And so my thought was, if I keep moving, if I go fast enough, the box won't get super wet.
Yeah.
But then no one knows how to drive, so they all turn on their emergency flashers and slowing down. And so I'm kind of, weaving between people to try to keep speed up. And then I finally see an exit 2 lanes over for me. I'm like, oh crap. Okay, I can get off the interstate here. I start to turn on my turn signal, go to get over. And as I'm doing that, the truck, like 2 cars in front of me in the left lane or lane left of me, slams on his brake and starts to turn to the right.
Oh, man.
Like, and so I'm like, oh shit. Then I noticed the guy, like 3 or 4 cars in front of me in the right lane of me. So like I'm in the center lane. There's a lane on either side. He starts to lose traction to the left with little me in the middle in a truck that I've only ever driven like twice in the rain with this $7,500 pinball machine in the back that I'm already terrified is getting soaked.
Were you with him, Jeff, or did you just loan him into
No,
your truck?
I
Oh
was
my
by
God, dude.
myself. So I'm like, holy fuck, I'm about to die. So I slam on the brakes and do like a little like shimmy to the left and right and go between these 2 trucks. And then like in my mind, I'm envisioning this like action movie scene of the trucks exploding behind me.
It's like Final Destination. There's like logs
Yeah.
falling off and shit, and chains are like,
But
dismembering people.
But it all happened so fast, and then, like, I pulled over because, like, as much as I love this pinball machine, if these 2 guys, like, had a crazy accident, I wanted to stop, and I see them both are just spun around on the sides of the road. Nobody hit them. So I just keep fucking going. And, I get out of the rain. The box is soaking wet, and I'm panicking because I was like, "I don't wanna stop. If I keep moving, it'll air dry, and hopefully it won't soak through and actually get onto the machine." And so then I'm clear and I'm watching this guys the whole way home. I get to the last bridge going from Pensacola to Pace, and traffic is dead stopped in the hardest rain I've ever driven in my life. And I sat there in the rain on the bridge and stopped traffic for 20 goddamn minutes. And this box was just getting rained on. I was crying. It's like, oh my God, this $7,500 investment is going to be a puddle of crap. And I thought Jeff was laughing at me, but it's just a still picture of him. I think he got DC'd.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I've been looking at yours.
Yeah. So anyways,
He
I'm
said he's coming
crying
back in
and
chat.
I'm like, this is, I'm thinking it's ruined. So I get home and I had this whole elaborate unboxing planned where I was going to wear my Tuscan and stuff, but I just wanted to strip the box off of this thing as fast as I could. And somehow it was bone dry.
So they sealed it pretty well, or at least it was, was it?
That is
Is
the
it
best
is it
quality
screwed together
cardboard
or
I've-
nailed, or is it like?
What do you mean?
I thought you said it was in a crate.
No, it's in a cardboard box strapped to a pallet.
Oh, okay.
There's no waterproof seal.
Oh,
There's
wow.
like
So it's
no
okay.
Like I'm watching a cardboard box get completely rained on.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So
Thinking this is ruined.
yeah. Wow. We'll wait for Jeff to reconnect here.
Yeah. So anyways, it worked out fine. I got everything set up. Played a couple games last night. Works great. Loving it. I'm distracted by Jeff's
Yeah, his
loading
camera's
thing.
not loading.
But it was fun. It was a good time. The game is really fun. The art package is incredibly well done.
There you
go. There we go.
There's Jeff. I got a shout out from
my computer just literally turned off.
Dude, it was funny because I didn't even notice it. I'm sitting there watching Brian's feed, him talking about this.
I know. I was watching you on my phone listening. You're like, oh, Jeff is laughing. Oh, he's not there.
I kept glancing down and just seeing you smiling.
We generally don't.
The best
we generally
ever.
don't pay attention to you. Going. So
yeah.
That's crazy though that it was not wet at all. That's freaking nuts.
Dude, I have no idea. Like I literally, I was a grown ass man crying about his pinball machine getting wet, and it was a terrifying experience.
Colby, he was like, I was so worried that I was going to wreck your truck. I was like, the pinball machine is worth more than my truck.
Is the pinball machine okay?
It would have been okay. Yeah. I was like, I'm not worried about the truck, man. I have insurance on the truck.
God, it hurts to laugh right now. I probably should just go ahead and you guys know, but my wife, son, and I were diagnosed with COVID-19 this morning. So she and I are both vaccinated, but Cameron's obviously too young. So what's funny is he's doing the best of all of us. He's running around the house, like a million miles an hour, like a kid always does. And we're just sitting there Janina's just coughed. I don't know if you heard her, but it's just, I just feel like achy and just sort of sore, and not the whole chest thing hasn't really hit me yet. I'm okay, I'm breathing, but my throat is just super sore, dude.
You should be fine, Colby.
Yeah, I'm not super worried about it. It's more of
I haven't.
Go ahead. It's more I'm worried. What's going to happen to him? Because, dude, he was supposed to start school on Monday. And we just met with his teacher yesterday and a bunch of parents and kids. And now we're like, hey, funny story, so it's just
right.
You guys got the whole classroom sick.
It's going to happen, man. You're not going to keep that. But it's not affecting kids like it does the older people, I'm sure my kids have had it. I had it and I didn't social distance at my house. Well, just because I figured, what would be the point if they've already been around me, up until the time that I got tested. But my daughter, whenever my dad, stepmom, and my brother got it, my daughter stayed with them that week, and that was the weekend we went to Orlando to Universal, and not Universal, but Orlando. Me and Courtney. And then Hayden, my oldest daughter, she's 13. She started feeling. She's like, I feel weird, and describe weird. She's like, well, it seems like my mind and my body are not on the same page, breathing wise. And I was like, okay. So she felt weird for 2 or 3 days. So I'm sure she had it. I didn't go get her tested, but why else would, she say that she feels weird knowing that both my parents and my brother had it, and she was with them that whole weekend. It just doesn't affect them the way it does the older people.
I feel like kids still have a lot of that I eat dirt immunity from just being in germs all the time.
Yeah. But
it sucked back when I had it. I've been sick this week too. My wife had a negative test, but we had the runny nose, sore throat symptoms that the what is the Delta variant has. But she tested negative. If I still feel like crap tomorrow, I might go get a test.
Yeah,
it's not going to do me much good.
A lot of people ask me what strain I had, and the paperwork didn't really, didn't say. It was just positive, So I don't know. I was pretty convinced that we didn't have it, and we just had a sore throat, summer cold, something like that. When the doctor came in and gave us a positive result, I was shocked, dude. Well, I shouldn't be though, because I work in IT. I'm around people all the time. Janina's a nurse.
Right.
Cameron's in public school. We should have already had it,
Yeah.
But it's just, it is what it is,
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be too big a deal. I just spent the last week at home with him for his last week of summer vacation. So now I got to do it again with Janina there. So at least I'm going to have some backup, and she'll be able to help, him if things come up. Because like during the day, if I'm in meetings and stuff, I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to like figure it out. I can't leave, I can't leave my desk right now.
Yeah.
All right. Do y'all feel? I'm just to get y'all's take on it. How do y'all feel about? I'm one of the believers. Like, I'd rather get it and then start building up immunities to it, kind of like a cold or the flu. Or are you just so terrified of it you would rather not even?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say like it's not gonna be like the chickenpox parties of the '80s where people are trying to get it. But I mean, like if I do get it, it's like okay, well at least I know I have it, and now I can start. And I've always been like super healthy. Like I never get sick. I haven't had the flu in like 25 years. And
I don't think I've ever had the flu.
Yeah, people are like, this is what the flu feels like, and I'm like, never had that, but maybe once. And it's just so I'm not super worried. I'm more worried about him just because he's
you don't know the long-term effects.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm the same way.
It is what it is. I mean, probably every person on this planet eventually is going to have it. I mean, that's just all there is to it. It's out there.
Especially now that that people that have gotten the vaccines, like you guys, can still get it. It's like it's almost inevitable.
Yeah,
you're going to get it in some form.
Yeah, I am really like happy that we are vaccinated though, because I feel like the effects are going to be way lessened. Like,
a lot more mild.
Yeah, like most people that had it didn't have symptoms anyway, but having the vaccine just makes you even more resistant to it. So as you can see, Brian's having a tough time over there.
Sorry,
you sound worse than I do, man.
Yeah,
how are you feeling?
Well, Brian's already had COVID.
Yeah, my sinuses are feeling better today, but like all the congestion I've had finally started to let loose today. So I've just been getting it all out.
Yeah. Anyway, it sucks. Hopefully in a week I'll be fine. I don't want to, spend too much time on it. We've been hearing about it for a year and a half now, and it's just like, okay, let's just get rid of this. Let's just do what we got to do to move on,
Yeah.
We really all haven't been together in a podcast in a while. We've been doing a lot of MCU rewatches. I actually just finished Iron Man 2 about an hour ago, so took some notes on that.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, we're probably going to do that on Monday, right? As long as everything is...
That's the plan.
Okay, cool. Yeah. We haven't had a chance to really talk about all this chaos that's going on in college football right now. Brian, I know you're not too up on that, but I'm sure you've probably heard.
I'm going to go play pinball while you guys talk about football.
Jeff, how many teams are in the SEC now? It's like 28 now today, I think, or something. Like yesterday it was like 24. Like
it's I don't know what
it's like Bitcoin prices, man.
I don't see the end result. Like, where do they stop it? You know what I mean? Like,
I think
like, what's the end result? Like, I'm sure everybody, not everyone, but the majority of the teams would like to be in the SEC because that's where all the money's at.
Yeah.
But like, when does the SEC stop and say, okay, that's enough? Like,
right. It's no longer the SEC
league.
It's no longer the SEC if you're trying to get Ohio State and Michigan and USC. At that point, it's just the C.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you bring that up because I've been getting into a lot of old wrestling stuff, and I was watching a documentary about the NWO earlier.
Yeah,
and I was like, the downfall of the NWO was like everyone was in it and there was no one left.
Right.
Yeah,
like
then they had to make two factions. They had to make the red one, because the Wolfpack, because
then they had the Wolfpack, then they had like the Latino World Order, and there was like 4 or 5 groups at one point. It's ridiculous. Like, is that what the SEC is going to do?
So I think the end goal is basically going to be to get as many of the top end teams as they can, and then they're just going to break away from the NCAA and have their own separate division. And they're just going to tell they're going to tell the NCAA to fuck off because, dude, the NCAA doesn't have anything to do with college football's actual season or the bowl games or the playoff. Like, they don't do.
Especially now
they're only involved in college basketball.
Can pay the kids basically. The kids can get money off of their likeness, like
right. Which I think
that was like a big eye opener for them.
Right. I think it's well past due for a kid to be able to go to his local, car dealership in his college town and make money off of his likeness or whatever.
What is the irony that you are going to college to learn how to have a career and not being able to make money off of your career?
Right. Yeah, totally.
Right.
It is a little weird though. Like, Nick Saban came out a couple weeks ago and said that like, Alabama's quarterback, Bryce Young, who's never even started a game in his career, is already making like close to 7 figures. That's insane,
you do know
dude.
exactly why he announced that, right?
Oh, it's like, hey, come to Bama and you can make 7 figures. Like that was totally on purpose. I get it. Everything Saban does, everything Saban says is calculated.
It's calculated.
I get it.
Absolutely.
But it's like, damn, dude hasn't even played a real down. Like he's played some mop-up duty, but
and good for them though, you know, good
totally,
for them.
Totally. But what if he's a bust and then that company's like shit? You know, hey, that's
shit. NFL teams do that all the time with draft picks. You know, you never know how they're going to pan out. But those kids, could you imagine being a senior in high school? Or look at the kid for Ohio State now. He's forgoing his
senior year so he can like
he can start making money.
Yeah, that's the thing I was worried about is the slippery slope. I mean, we're 1 season in, and not even 1 season in. It's the first season hasn't even started for NIL yet, and we've already got high school kids skipping their senior year to leave early, and it's like, fuck.
This is how I look at it. There's nothing. NBA players, they can come straight out of high school. Baseball players come straight out of high school. Football is the only sport that you can't just forego college and start making money in the pros.
Yeah, I remember.
You can't just graduate high school and be like, okay, I'm going to go to the NFL now and make millions.
I remember.
But they need. It's not like the schools are paying these kids. They're giving them their education and stuff for free on the house. But they're not physically giving them cash. Okay, you're working for us basically. But if this kid, if he's got enough followers and the way society is now with TikTok and YouTube, and
so that was something they said.
If you've got a following and you've built that up, good for you. Make money on it.
Yeah, that was something that the analysts or whatever of these NIL deals were saying that like, hey, why is this kid worth so much when he's not as good as this other kid? And the answer was he's got a bigger social media following. And it's like, it's crazy, dude. Russell said something in chat. He said Saban's always recruiting, which is absolutely right. I remember.
Oh God, yeah.
I remember at the end of the 2012 season, Bama was playing Notre Dame in the BCS championship. Saban goes on to a radio interview, like ESPN radio or something, and dude, you want to talk about like an absolute like master class in recruiting without even saying, hey, come play at Bama. Like they were asking him questions about what it felt like to, get back to the BCS title game for 3 out of 4 years, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, he kept saying things that was basically like, hey, you come here, you can get the opportunity to be a first round draft pick, to play in the NFL, to win championships. But he wasn't saying all that directly. He was saying it in such a way that he was basically recruiting for Bama without even doing it. And he was actually running the interview. Right. And like when they got done, the dudes were like, what the hell just happened? Like we were asking him questions and then like he answered them in such a way that like he was asking us the questions. It was like, I wish I had some audio from it because it was like, the dude's a master, man. I mean, I know you guys don't like him because he's not your coach, and I'd hate him too. I hate him. Not you. Everybody. I would hate him too if he wasn't my coach.
Right.
But
he's great at his craft, man. He's awesome.
He's the greatest to ever do it, man. If you had to put.
Absolutely. He'll go down as. It'll be a long time that anybody ever beats his records. I mean, he is that good.
The whole Oklahoma and like Texas thing, I don't think it's going to stop here. The other conferences are not going to just let the SEC just completely take over college football any more than they already have, but I think the Big 12 is done. Not officially, but I think they may have 2 more years left, and then they're just going to be, if they do hang around, they won't be one of the Power 5 conferences anymore because there won't be 5 good ones. There'll be 4.
It'll be 4.
Maybe 2. The Pac-12 isn't exactly good either.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me in this, because you guys know I'm not a big college football fan, because I've always said there's too much going on. It's too complicated for me. But if something like the SEC did break off and do its own thing outside of the NCAA, I would probably pay more attention to it.
Yeah, because it's
a lot easier to follow. Yeah.
Yeah. And it is, it's totally possible because the NCAA is a totally volunteer organization. Like you don't have to be part of the NCAA, smaller schools.
They make a ton of money for no reason.
Right. Yeah. The NCAA just sits there and money printer go burr. Basically, the only thing that they're involved in directly is the men's college basketball tournament, the March Madness. Football, they don't host the postseason. They don't do anything. That's all the college football playoff committee. And it was the bowl championship series before that. So they could easily do it. It's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. You guys talk about something else in 1 second.
Well, what you been doing lately, Jeff, game-wise? I know you were playing a lot of Conan the last time we talked.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't think I've played a video game in a couple weeks, man, to be honest with you. There was a game, the Ascend Xbox game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the top tier, what do you call it? Like the original Grand Theft Auto, where it's like the World of Warcraft style. The top of, you see the top
a
of
top
everything.
down.
Yeah. It's called the Ascend. It's pretty cool. I played that for a little bit, but I haven't been playing, man. Ever since Miller's been into football, I've kind of, I started rewatching Friday Night Lights, the TV series, since it's on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, that's such a good show, man.
Yeah.
Such a good show.
Have you had him watch any of it?
Just some of the football stuff, but there's a lot of. He's 7. I don't want to watch a lot of the make-out shit.
I've never watched it.
No way, dude. It is so freaking good. It is so. It's probably. I mean, you still like sports and shit.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorite TV shows ever, and that's going against Game of Thrones. I mean, you name it. Like it is such a wholesome, it just brings you back to back when I first watched it, I was straight out of high school. I graduated in 2001. This came out in, I think, 2006. So I could relate to the football players now. Well, now that I'm a dad and it's been, 14 years since it's come out, 14, 15 years, I can relate more to the coaches and parents, and looking at their kids. It's so good, man. We're talking about Friday Night Lights.
Oh, yeah.
So you're getting like the whole second experience from it.
Yeah, they put it on Netflix, so I told Brian I started rewatching it. It's such a good show, dude. It's so fucking good. Brian's never seen it.
Wow, yeah, it was the best show on TV for a few years, but no one watched it. No one watched it, and it was one of the first shows to do that 13 episode season stuff, where it was shorter condensed seasons, not this 25, 26 episode bullshit,
Well, and actually their first season is 25.
First season is, yeah. But after that, they kind of do it the right way. And they're all good, man. It's a great show.
It's so good. Courtney's rewatched it twice. Nice. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to like football. It's just really good.
It's a character study and stuff about
driven,
yeah. It's about a town that is just totally about. The show is not about football. It's about people that are around football, basically. I mean, football is obviously a big part of it, but it's not a football show.
Yeah, it's really good. It's good storylines. As Peter Berg, I don't know if you know the director Peter Berg.
He always does the shaky cam stuff. Did you see, Brian? Did you see Deepwater Horizon with Mark Wahlberg? Yeah, he's the director of that. He, I think he directed the actual movie too, Friday Night Lights. He's always in the movies. He cameos a lot in the movies that he does. And the only thing I have to say is the shaky cam can get a little crazy, but he usually sticks to that during the actual football action anyway. So it's not a huge deal.
And he brought a lot of the same actors from the movie to the TV show.
A lot of the supporting guys. Lila's dad is in it,
the coach's wife.
Connie Britton.
Yeah, she plays the coach's wife in both the movie and the TV show, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, different character, but same actress.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, on the topic of TV/movies, I watched the new Disney's Jungle Cruise.
What'd you think?
Don't spoil it, but I want to see it.
It was good. It's a really long movie. Well,
It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes, something like that. Yeah,
it's not Lord of the Rings or anything, but it's over 2 hours. It's longer than what I expected it to be.
Right.
But no, it's really good. CG is not so great. Needed a better budget for the CG, but The Rock is really funny in it. It's a good character for him.
What about Emily Blunt?
Yeah, she I couldn't remember her name, which is crazy because she's amazing. But she was by far like she killed it. Like her and I don't know the actor's name, but the actor that plays her brother also was just really good. I think it was worth a watch. It's fun.
Yeah,
Your kids would probably really enjoy it.
Yeah, I actually really loved it. I mean, you guys know me. I mean, my whole family's a bunch of Disney freaks. So there's a lot of deep cuts and like Easter eggs and stuff that we caught that some people won't. But even if you don't, it doesn't really affect it. There's some really cool. I actually kind of liked the CGI. The only thing I didn't like is it's just like it's Pirates of the Caribbean, just Jungle Cruise. Like it's the same movie. It's the same movie, but it's good. I actually really enjoyed it. It feels like a movie that was basically just direct to Disney Plus, and not in the theaters. And that's probably where that like the CGI budget may have been better if it was just a theatrical release, But I actually really enjoyed it. It's not cheesy. I didn't think it was cheesy at all. A lot of people were like, "Oh, this is lame," and I'm like, "Well, if you like the ride the same way you like Pirates of the Caribbean, you'll like the first movie." I can't speak to the Pirates sequels because they're garbage. But
Colby, I know you've. Well, actually, I don't know this because I know you have like motion sickness. Have you been on the ride? I'm assuming you've been on that ride.
Jungle Cruise?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can do like. I just can't do the motion simulators and stuff. Like if there's a screen and I'm moving, I can't do that. I'll throw up. But
okay.
Yeah. My cousin Jim from Birmingham just hopped in the chat. I sent him the link earlier. He's a graphic designer by trade. He's been kind of helping me out designing some different logos and stuff. So I think Brian
design me a background.
Yeah, he wants a green screen removal tool. Yeah. So Jim, whenever you get a chance on that.
What Jeff isn't telling you is he also needs you to give him a better computer that can replace the green screen with something.
We were talking
graphics card.
We were actually talking about it the other day, Brian, before you joined. I was like, "Yeah, you're gonna need a RTX card, to do that." And he's like, "Oh yeah, the $800 ones." I'm like, "If you're lucky," But yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah. That you can't find them right now.
Russell says we need to do a Pirates of the Caribbean review. You mean
that'd be fun.
The movie, like the original movie, or a review of the ride?
Or both.
Yeah,
let's just go down there.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be there in October for Cameron's birthday, so
we should do a. We hadn't really talked about it because we've been focused on the Marvel rewatch.
That's going to take 6 months. I did the math. It's going to take us 6 months, dude.
Yeah, but other movies you watch on the side, like Jungle Cruise, if you get a chance to watch it, Jeff, we could do it.
Yeah, I'll probably. Is it on Disney Plus?
Yes.
Jungle Cruise, yeah, it's the $30 like premium access or whatever.
Okay. I'll probably watch it tomorrow
then. But I thought we could do a quick one on that, and then I know Colby, you've seen Suicide Squad. I have not. I don't think Jeff did.
I was gonna kind of segue into that, just not total non spoilers. But Jeff said you watched the first like half of it, Jeff, right?
Maybe not even half. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it so far? Just non-spoiler.
So far, I love it. Like it's funny. It's got a lot of gore.
Dude,
yeah, like, and I'm only not even halfway through, but it's so far so good. Like I'm really enjoying it.
All I want to know is if Peter Capaldi's character is awesome.
Which one? Who's Peter Capaldi?
You may not have gotten to that part yet. The thinker with the like stuff coming out of his head.
Oh no, they hinted about him, but I haven't seen him.
Brian, watch the movie. You won't be disappointed. I know you're a big like Guardians fan. Guardians is your favorite movie in the MCU. So don't at me, but I think that this is James Gunn's best film.
Okay.
Yeah. It's.
I feel like he might have been able to let loose more in this, just judging by what I've seen in the trailers. It's a lot more. It doesn't have the Disney filter on it,
No.
so I
No.
think that goes better with Gunn's creative mind.
So remember how Deadpool was basically like watching a R-rated X-Men movie where the character sort of talks to the audience a lot? This is basically similar to that. Like, if the first Suicide Squad or Guardians was your standard PG-13 movie, then like this is the like Deadpool experience applied to that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like whenever you watch Deadpool and you're like, finally, a superhero movie where they can say fuck and not have it bleeped out like this. This movie is definitely one of those.
Although I am kind of looking forward to Deadpool
what the fuck do you mean?
I am looking forward to Deadpool being in the MCU when he does get bleeped.
Oh,
because,
God, yeah.
Because he's going to realize he's bleeped.
And then he's gonna be like, what the fuck?
He's gonna be like, what the bleep? And then like he's gonna, and then it's only gonna work once, but it's gonna be funny. Yeah.
Well,
Brian,
he could also try to outsmart the filter, which could be kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could like mispronounce words, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you're definitely gonna like the Suicide Squad. I had to say the Suicide Squad because it's what it is, not just Suicide Squad. It's hard to say if it's a sequel or if it's a reboot because it's kind of both.
Yeah. I feel like their choice of name was to try to just say to forget about the other one.
Which after watching the half of this one, you definitely forget about the other one. Like the other one,
the other one,
like
it's sort of like the Eric Bana Hulk. It doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's really good. It has a surprising amount of heart to it, character wise, and the only negative that I have, and this is not specific to this Suicide Squad movie, Harley Quinn has no fucking business being there. Like she doesn't, like she shouldn't, she can't do anything, but they try to make her do stuff. You know what I mean? That's just one little nitpick. She's not really powerful or any of that stuff, but Margot Robbie is amazing as that character, so I let it go. So anyway, I don't want to spoil it. It's great, Brian. You'll love it.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way about Birds of Prey a little bit. Like she's not a super villain. She is a villain, and I feel like in the movies they keep trying to portray her as a super villain, and like she is awesome. She is Harley Quinn, but I feel like they keep throwing her into situations that just don't make sense for the source material.
Right. Yeah. Like they could put any other character in there that some of the stuff she does is superhuman, and it's like, well, okay, whatever.
Well, plus dude, like from what I've seen on this, the first hour of the movie, it's not. Yeah, she does feel forced, like she was forced into this, like they're like, oh, we got Margot Robbie, we will throw her into this movie when she really doesn't even belong at all. Like, I don't know, because she's just a regular person, right? She's just crazy, right?
Yeah, she's just nuts. But I mean, again, it's she plays the character so well that I can let it go. It's not a big deal,
right?
I think she's sort of like the regular person there. You know what I mean? She's like the everyman character, but she's nuts.
Well, if you watch Birds of Prey, they do explain she did get the acid bath like the Joker did, but she doesn't like canonically have any type of superhuman strength or speed or wit or anything. But yeah, anyways, once we've all seen that, and Jeff, once you get a chance to watch Jungle Cruise, those can be our little short reviews on those outside of the Marvel thing.
I'm really enjoying the MCU rewatch that we're doing. It's gonna take a while, but it's good content for us. They're
what
popular.
Else are we gonna do?
Yeah, seriously. I was trying to think of our next like movie series that we would do, but there's not very many that are like that long. You could do like the Fast and Furious series, but who wants to watch those fucking things?
Oh god.
And I thought about it, and like I love like old like 80s like
Wars.
Obviously we'll do those, but I love like old like 80s movies. Like wouldn't it be cool to do like Ghostbusters or like Trading Places or Spies Like Us or Spaceballs, like old school, like 80s comedies, you know, that'd be cool to do. I don't know if you guys are into that, but
Caddyshack.
yeah, dude, I love those movies, dude. Love them.
I also want to find some of the movies that I thought were really cool as a kid that I've discovered were terrible.
Yeah,
Like
when I was an
Mac
adult.
and Me.
Dude, Mac and Me.
Mac and Me.
You mean McDonald's the movie?
Did you guys ever watch Robot Jocks?
I know the name.
So.
I know the name. I can't place it though.
It was like, imagine Gundam. Like, you've got these giant robots with like a human pilot, but it's just like gladiators. Like, they fight in an arena as a sport, and the whole movie is about this fighting league of giant robots, and the pilots are called Robot Jocks.
Is it a movie or TV show or?
Yeah, it's a movie. When I was a kid, I used to rent that tape all the damn time, and me and my brother thought it was the coolest thing ever. I rewatched it about 8 years ago and wished I had not gone back and rewatched it because it ruined all memories of that movie.
I'm sure Jonathan will chime in here in the chat, but like I've recently tried because unsuccessfully to get Cameron to watch the Gen 1 Transformers, and dude, fuck, it is a slog, dude. It's so hard to get through because he's watching it and he's like, why does it look so bad? I'm like, dude, I can't tell you that. We haven't watched Transformers the movie yet, which I think he'll probably like, because if he doesn't, I'll just disown him, I guess. I don't know what else to do.
You know, it's funny about that movie because I was reading something the other day that movie was not well accepted whenever it came out.
No, it wasn't.
I remember loving it the first time I saw it, but I guess I wasn't thinking
when I came out of it because I was like 6 years old and I was like, they killed Optimus Prime. What the fuck?
Yeah, Optimus died. Spoilers. But Hasbro was like, we just need a creative way to kill these guys so we can have new robots.
Yeah, speaking of selling toys, the movie like Mac and Me was like, that's basically what it was. It was like, hey, all these characters you love, yeah, dead. You know, but Jonathan's right. It totally does hold up. Like, it's still very watchable. The soundtrack in that movie is legit, dude. I mean, that has some great music in that movie.
It does, and I actually really like the animation in it. It's a very well animated movie.
The movie is much more polished. Like, when you watch the movie versus the show is nowhere near as good. Like, there's like actual like cell cracks in the animation where things are like actually broken, and there's 2 or 3 of the same character on screen at once, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
but the movie is very polished.
The wrong color.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah, there's like 3 star screams on screen, and one of them talks and all their mouths move, and it's like, what the hell is going on? But in the movie, it's much better.
Yeah.
Another movie we need to watch that is just so good. Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh my god. Pass.
Did y'all ever see that movie?
Yeah, that movie's horrible,
Jesus, dude.
I thought you were serious. I thought you were serious for a second.
Like, because I was such a huge Garbage Pail Kids fan. You know, I had all the stickers on my bunk bed. Just that's all. You couldn't even see wood on my bunk bed because it was just the stickers everywhere. Just because you had the Cabbage Patch Kids and it was kind of like making fun of them. So, and I was this little kid that fucking hated girly stuff. I had no sisters, so that was like my little thing, dude. I love the garbage. In that movie, I was like, Jesus Christ, that movie was so horrible. What about Howard the Duck?
Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck is a cult classic, man.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is it's hard to watch now, but fuck, I used to put that thing on repeat, dude. I broke that tape, dude.
Willow.
I bet you did.
Willow's great.
Fuck, Willow's awesome, so good. Dude. So good.
It holds up still.
You know they were trying to do a TV show. I think it was a Netflix TV show.
Really?
with the little small guy.
Warwick Davis? Yeah.
Yeah, he was like all for it. I read an article about it.
Yeah, dude, that would be cool. Howard the Duck's actually in the MCU. He makes a couple of like little tiny appearances.
He was on fucking Guardians.
Yeah, he's in Guardians. He's in the very last fight in Endgame when they all come back. Like, you can see him for like a split second.
Yeah, he's like running.
It doesn't really do much, but I mean, he's technically a part of the MCU. So,
well, speaking of MCU, there's a Loki spinoff show that's sort of been lurking. That
you mean What If?
Yeah,
I mean that's okay.
I didn't link the fact that the What If is totally a result of what happened.
I mean, what else did you think it was? Just them, like, you know
really
what? Let's do a
cartoon.
Yeah. I used to love those. Those were some of my favorite comics, dude.
What got me thinking about it? Yeah, well, what got me thinking about it was the Marvel Zombies.
Totally, yeah.
I love those
Actually,
comics, and
that's one of the ones they're doing, isn't it? Doesn't it show the zombies in the trailer? Yeah.
But there was I remember Howard the Duck and Ash Williams teaming up to fight the Marvel zombies
Yeah,
at
I mean, come
one
on,
point
dude.
in the Marvel comics. I need that.
I love how they're doing the real actors too. Like, this is actually Chadwick Boseman's last performance as T'Challa in What If,
and he's Star-Lord. Basically.
He's Star-Lord, yeah. Chris Hemsworth is Party Thor in this one, and from what I gather, he's sort of like the Thor that like never accepted his responsibility, and he's just kind of like a douche guy, but he still has all the power and everything. So could be interesting.
I have no idea what you are talking about.
So what, you haven't seen the trailer for What If? Go check it out. It's really cool. It's a animated show on Disney Plus that now that we've kind of like unlocked the multiverse, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen Loki. God, I can't talk. Yeah, seriously. I hope I don't dang my Bramage. But anyway, where was I? What If? It's a animated show, and it's sort of like different pockets of reality. Like there's this guy called the Watcher, and he can see all the different realities and stuff. And he's sort of, through his eyes, we're seeing all these other like different scenarios. Like one of the scenarios is, I think the very first episode is, what if Peggy Carter had taken the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers, and she's like Captain Carter. Yeah. Or there's one where like Killmonger saves Tony Stark the day that he gets ambushed, and I guess Tony never becomes Iron Man. So it's like a bunch of like alternate reality stuff. But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be, and it's directly tied to the MCU. It's not like MCU adjacent like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or the Netflix shows. It's it's real.
But yeah, and one of them, T'Challa, goes to space and becomes Star-Lord instead of Peter Quill.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's cool.
I used to love those comics, man, because they were just little one-offs, little Elseworld comics that were like, hey, what if this happened or whatever, and you just kind of got invested for 30 pages or whatever,
That's cool.
It was cool. What the hell is
because you could go on with that for anything.
Yeah, totally.
That's pretty cool. What's Jonathan what?
He said,
my phone went dead.
I don't know how to pronounce. What the hell is amalgam? I have no idea what he's talking about. He's probably like pissed at me right now, like trying to pull my like nerd card.
I don't know.
Amalgam, the Marvel DC crossover event. Oh, that thing. Yeah.
I didn't know that was the official name.
Yeah. I didn't either. But yeah, he's right. That's never gonna
happen.
I
knew that. What are you talking about?
That's never gonna shut up, Jeff. That's never gonna. So hey,
Jeff was there.
Dude, speaking of What If, now that Disney just owns like Earth, right?
Right.
This is speaking of things that are never gonna happen on the big screen, but like if they were just make a movie that is literally we're gonna call it Disney's What If, right? And it's Avengers versus Empire. And they just somehow make a wormhole where like the Empire comes to Earth and they have to fight the Avengers, and it's totally not canon. And Iron Man faces off against Darth Vader. Like
that would be dope.
just like print the money, just print the money, and
everyone would go watch it, whether you like Star Wars or not.
Yeah, it'd be required viewing. Like you'd have to watch it, I mean,
that's like making Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like just print money, I've it's never gonna happen, but that would be awesome.
You don't say never, man. I mean, what if?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, Marvel puts out Star Wars comics. They put out Alien comics now. Alien is in the same universe. Like Fox owned that.
Yeah, and Predator too.
Yeah, and there are lots of crossover comics with Alien, Predator. I just read.
Do you remember the Indiana Jones comic where he discovers the Millennium Falcon and like all that shit? That was.
I just read a 4-part comic that was Transformers versus Terminator.
That's cool.
And it was so damn good.
Really?
Yeah, it was really good.
Let me know when they come out with a show or movie, and I'll watch it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it was like this crazy alternate timeline where the Decepticon, like the Autobots, don't wake up and the Decepticons take over.
Shit, they're just sitting there on the Ark, like just
rusting away. And so, like Skynet's created by humans to combat the Decepticons.
Oh my god, that's fucking brilliant, dude.
Yeah, it is really, really damn good. And so when
Who's
they
the
send
issuer?
Marvel? IDW.
Oh, okay.
So when they send back Arnold,
it's actually like Arnold, like the T-800 Arnold's character.
It's meant to be him, but it's
gotcha.
as close to his likeness
Kind of
as
like
they're going to get without
Samuel L. Jackson
him.
as Nick Fury. It's like, it's obviously him.
But they send him back to try to stop the Decepticons, but he doesn't know what Autobots are. So he doesn't he's trying to kill everything, and so it's really good.
I can just see him.
And Sarah Connor's with him. It's.
I can see him going through the phone book, like looking for all the different Megatrons. Like
let me ask you a question. If they were to do a remake of the Terminator, which it's going to happen sooner or later, they're going to remake the original.
Chris Pratt.
Who would you think out of I wasn't going to say Chris Pratt, but say Chris Pratt, Liam Hemsworth, The Rock.
I was going to say Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
All three.
The Rock would be interesting, man.
All three.
That'd be awesome.
I think it would be pretty damn good. Especially before he gets up in age, because he's already getting up.
He's 50, isn't he now?
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see him as Black
It's
Adam.
weird how good he has gotten over the last few years, because when he first started, not as a
Wasn't he like in Get Shorty or something? Wasn't that like one of his first roles?
I think
he played like a gay.
It's the sequel. It's the sequel to Get Shorty. Be Cool. I think is what it is. Yeah, the movie sucked. Get Shorty's amazing, but it's crazy how good he has gotten. He's got so much charisma, and he's actually a really serviceable actor now. Like I'm surprised at how good he is.
Well, you'll know this from
Jonathan says he's not diverse enough. Yeah, he's only like half Samoan, half African American. Okay, I guess that doesn't fill the quota for Jonathan.
You say that though, but Jonathan, if you go watch Jungle Cruise, Colby, tell me if I'm crazy or not. In Jungle Cruise, when they, without spoiling this, they show him with a beard and long hair.
Totally. Yeah, totally bought it. Yeah.
He pulled that look off.
Yeah, totally bought it.
And I saw him in that, and I was like, holy shit, I could actually see him playing characters I would have never imagined him playing before.
Yeah. By the way, were you as, I won't go into it, but were you as sort of shocked as I was?
I was not.
Okay. When I say as shocked, I meant not at all. Sorry. Like, were you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, I saw it coming.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I think he would be a really good Terminator, but actually I think I like Brian's idea of having all three of them, dude, because then it's just like, fuck. What if it's three different time periods and it's three different iterations of Skynet that have sent people back because that Skynet's trying to beat the other two? Like, that would be dope. I mean, that'd be crazy, dude. As long as they don't show the spoiler in the trailer like they did for Genesis. Like, hey, John Connor's bad, guys.
Right.
What the hell was that?
Because I could see the Rock being more of like an old school style Terminator, and then Chris Pratt and who is the third guy you mentioned, Liam? The two of them are not as big, so they could be like different models or something that are competing.
Well, you say not as big. Have you seen him?
You mean Chris? You mean Chris Hemsworth?
Chris Hemsworth, not Liam. Why did I say Liam?
He's fucking huge now.
Chris Hemsworth, yeah, he's becoming Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Not Liam, but Chris Hemsworth with Chris.
Yeah, he could. Well, he has the physique, but
The Rock is 290 pounds of straight up muscle, dude. I mean, it's like it's ridiculous how just big he is compared to normal people.
I have a hard time imagining Chris Hemsworth being super serious for an entire film.
Chris Pratt too, though. I mean, they come out of that freaking lightning bubble and all of a sudden they're just cracking jokes the whole movie. Like that wouldn't really work,
Like, hey, I can see Chris Pratt right now. Why the fuck am I naked?
Yeah.
Not again.
Yeah. I think, honestly, though, you're right. It's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. The Terminator series just needs to fucking die, dude. God almighty. Like, just let it go, dude. Aliens, too. I know. I mean, like, fuck, there's nothing new in those franchises, man.
If I was Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's getting old. Our technology is getting, well, he's been doing some funny stuff lately, though. But
he's like almost 80, isn't he? He's like in his 70s.
Yeah, he's got to be up there, dude. He's been around forever.
Yeah, if I was him though, in my will, I would leave the rights to my likeness to my family and
which
let
is Chris
them
Pratt.
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and let them license that out to whoever wants to make Terminator movies, and they can just CGI him. Like, the technology is so crazy now
Yeah.
and getting better. He could still always be the Terminator.
Speaking of CGI, have you seen Ryan Reynolds and his little Free Guy YouTube video where he's like all jacked and buff?
Yeah,
Dude, that looks fucking legit.
I saw the thumbnall. I haven't actually seen it yet.
He looks
Speaking
of which,
legit.
I cannot wait to see that fucking movie, dude. Like, I'm
Dude,
so excited for that movie.
We all need to go. I say we all go together.
When is it out, or is it out?
I think it's next week.
Have you seen the trailer?
I got to get over this stupid contagious period, but yeah, I mean, I want to see that in the theater. Jonathan said he traded one testicle for a good Alien versus Predator movie. I would argue that we got a decent one, but it certainly wasn't good. There's not enough Alien versus Predator in that movie. There's one scene, well, two of them fighting.
Well, the problem with Alien versus Predator is like it didn't have any good like synergies with either movie format. Like it didn't feel like an Alien movie.
Half and half.
It didn't feel like a Predator movie. It was just something.
Well, it's the same problem with the Transformers movies. They need to stop putting fucking humans in the middle and letting just let the fucking alien robots fight each other. You know, like that's what we want to see. You know,
yeah. The Godzilla movies have struggled with that too. I feel like King of the Monsters really got it just about right because Godzilla has always had a human element to it. It's part of the core of Godzilla, but
yeah. So I mean, Transformers has too, but I don't think it needs it in this.
Never been the. Yeah, I feel like with Transformers is really bad. Like, I don't know.
Transformers was like, we have to save the stupid humans because they're incapable of. You know, it's like,
yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Y'all just fucking fight each other and give us a show.
Right. I did like Bumblebee though, the way that the human story in that movie made sense. It was, dude. It's. I think it's the best Transformers movie. Honestly,
really,
it is. Other than the first original animated one.
Yeah, well, I meant of the Bayverse
of the live action.
Because I'm a really big fan of the first one. Like
the first one's good.
Even Stevens.
Watch the first like 5 minutes of Bumblebee.
You won't be able to stop it.
You won't be able to stop.
Really? I'll have to check it out then. Is that the one with Mark Wahlberg or no?
No. No, don't watch those.
See, I haven't watched that one either.
Bumblebee takes place in the 80s.
Yeah, mid 80s and stuff.
And okay.
It's really good. It's a chick that he sort of like befriends or whatever, but like their relationship is so like genuine and just wholesome and stuff. It's not like in the other Transformers movies, the humans are literally like there with fucking M4s like trying to shoot Megatron, and I'm like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
And this one, it makes so much sense.
Gotcha.
Just letting you guys know that if we're ever part of a secret government organization that handles aliens or giant robots, I'm not shooting my machine gun at the 50-foot tall robot.
Yeah, seriously, you know.
I'm fucking leaving or trying to become his best friend.
I was gonna say I might go the Patrick Dempsey route from part 3 and just like give him the planet and be like, look, we lost, you know? Like
Yeah. Can we be like Space Bros? Oh man.
Yeah, so this episode has been a little bit more, I'm going to say a little bit, it's been a lot sort of all over the place. We don't really have many topics today. We just sort of wanted to kind of get together and just talk about whatever. So
it's really kind of
we could always go back to COVID.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we got plenty of stuff to talk about there. Yeah, but you're right, Brian. It's basically just kind of like to catch up again because there's so much stuff that has happened. You know, since we haven't had a podcast in, I think our last one was like over a month ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, we started doing MCU videos and stuff, and it's difficult for us to do more than one video a week. We're going to try to do 2. We'll do a movie review, and then we'll throw in a trailer reaction. I did the trailer reaction for Ghostbusters Afterlife. I don't think we've actually talked about that. What did you guys think about that?
Dude, I am super pumped.
I'm assuming you saw it.
Super pumped because I had not seen the trailer that you reacted to until I watched you react to that.
Oh, really? So yeah, interesting. Okay,
because I didn't know the new one had come out. You know, with the little fucking marshmallow.
That was
like dude, I had not seen
right
that,
here, man, right in the feels.
Well, see, my brother that passed away, Cody, he dressed up when my stepmom dressed him up as the cream puff marshmallow guy for Halloween one year when he was like 13. So every time I see that character, I think of my brother, man. It's so awesome. When I saw that, I was like, holy shit, they're bringing it out, dude. So I was pumped up.
I thought that was Slimer at the end. Apparently it's not Slimer.
Yeah. Well, see, the first time I saw the first release of, you know, the trailer and they're chasing it through the town, you know, I thought that was Slimer. But then when you go back and look at it, I guess it's not.
Yeah, I watched a little behind the scenes thing about the trailer and everything, and apparently his name is Muncher, but he looks to be kind of the same like
gooey substance
type of, you know, thing. A free roaming vapor. But I loved the fact that they are molding in the OG guys, like, you know, Aykroyd at the end picks the phone up. He's like, dude, that was so cool. Raise a Cult books and all that stuff. And I just don't want it to be like just nostalgia and just fan service. Like, I genuinely want it to be a good movie, but
it seems like it's going to be a good story behind it.
I hope so.
From the trailer.
Trailers have gotten me before, man. I still think Iron Man 3 is one of the best fucking trailers I've ever seen in my life. You know, Brian closed his eyes and
I watched that.
But did Iron Man 3 have Paul Rudd in it? I don't think so.
No, but
Paul Rudd is.
I was gonna say Ant-Man did. Yeah, it's funny because like Paul Rudd is 50 years old, dude.
Dude, he does not look like it. He looks like he's our age.
Yeah. And I look young for 40, you know, and he looks like barely older than me, you know.
Yeah.
So
he looks younger than you. Sorry.
Exactly. You can make that argument for sure. He looks like he
does not age.
Janina, I watched Clueless the other day and he looks exactly the same. And I'm like, what the how?
That damn movie.
How?
Yeah.
I actually my wife had never seen Iron Man 3, and so she's been doing kind of.
Did you watch it, or did she watch it
this week?
Oh my god!
You watched it with her?
You poor bastard. Man, I'm sorry.
Did you watch it without your phone?
I can't. Yeah. I couldn't.
Fuck
couldn't do
that.
It. Couldn't do it.
I named myself. Well, hold on. So listen to this. She had never watched Winter Soldier, like, successfully.
Dude.
She's fallen asleep every time she's tried to watch that movie.
So when you told her you were getting divorced, how did she take it? Like, was it like,
thanks for the trip, honey. It's out of town.
Yeah. Well, so interestingly, she actually was like, I'm going to sit down and actually watch it. She sat down and watched it and still doesn't
Winter
like
Soldier?
it.
Or Iron Man 3. She did not like Winter Soldier.
Correct.
Top 5 movie in the MCU. And what didn't she like about it? Or why didn't she like it?
She thought it was boring. The plot was boring. Not her kind of movie. Russell
said he's ready for the Top Gun sequel.
Yeah, dude.
And I think that's going to be badass.
Speaking of movies that have taken too long to come out, like Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Why is that
I saw that. I swear
to
God, I saw that trailer in like 2016 for Maverick. COVID, man.
Yeah.
And any Tom Cruise movie is delayed by COVID, not because of him, just in general. It's just bad.
Miles Teller's in that movie, and I'm a huge Miles Teller
He's
fan.
Good, dude. He's
good.
He's
so good. Like, he was the only good part of Fantastic Four, in my opinion. The remake.
I loved the end credits of that movie because it was over.
I was supposed to say what happened.
Yeah.
Colby, I'm going to scare you a little bit on Iron Man 3.
You liked it?
I didn't watch the whole thing with her.
You know what? I don't even want to hear it. I'm going to turn my headphones off. I don't even want to hear it.
I watched like the last.
I'm covering my ears like it's going to stop.
I'm not listening.
I watched like the last 30 minutes with her, and I was like, this is a little better than I remember. But then it hits the credit scene, and I'm like, Shane Black doesn't understand what this movie was supposed to be.
No. And again, I will get into it big time during our, like, you guys don't even need to be part of the video. I'll just have your pictures up there, and like it'll just be me for like 30 minutes. Like,
well, just like I remember getting out of the movie when we went to see it and being like, why the fuck didn't he call down all of his like suits earlier? When he was trying to struggle to repair his suit, he had an entire armory of like 50 fucking suits. Why did you wait till now? Like, you're like, oh, it looks like we need backup, huh?
This is this is when
okay.
Jonathan's going to chime in and be like, well, actually, Jarvis was locked out of Mark 42, so he couldn't do the barn door protocol or the house party protocol. And it's like, no, dude, movie fucking sucks. Well, we'll get into it later. I don't even want to. I don't even want to watch it. I don't even want to watch it. I was so pumped for that movie, dude. Like the trailer, the poster, all of the marketing for that movie looks so good. But what we got is a different film. Like straight up, not the movie that we thought we were getting. You know, remember that Rogue One trailer where it shows them running on the beach with the fucking Death Star plans in their hand, and like they open a door and then they all start running because they, you know, see Vader, and then they totally like redid it. The end result of Rogue One ended up being great, but it was not the movie that we thought we were going to get. And Iron Man 3 did not work for me. Just ugh.
Has RDJ ever said anything like why the movie was shit or anything? Has he ever...
Shane Black.
I don't think he will, because he's a, you know, professional and stuff, but
right.
It is not it's not an MCU movie. It's a Shane Black movie that takes place in the MCU, and it's for the first. What really scared me about that movie? It's the first one that they made after Disney bought Marvel. I was like, this is not good. And then, you know, the next one, Thor: The Dark World. I was like, oh god, this is bad. And then it was Winter Soldier and Guardians, and I was like, okay, all right, we're back on track. Yeah, dude, I don't even want to talk about it. We might not even do it. We'll just put an F on the video, and it'll be for 30 minutes of just an F tier, and then we're good. Apparently, I'm in the minority because a lot of people love that movie, but you know, what do I know?
Nah, I don't like it. I didn't like it first time I watched it. Anyway, the only time I watched it, I should say.
Yeah.
It has a couple of good action sequences, but outside of those, the movie itself is just bad.
Yeah.
It's hard not to have fun when you're watching Iron Man like suits fight. Like,
well, they shouldn't call it Iron Man 3. They should call it Tony Stark 1, because it's a fucking Tony Stark movie. You know, it's ugh. Again, we'll get into it more during the rewatch and stuff.
Yeah, I think with the multiverses and shit, they're gonna bring back RDJ as Iron Man.
I was thinking about that earlier when I was talking about what if, how they're bringing back, you know, a lot, like all the real actors to do their voices and stuff. I think he is the voice of Iron Man. So in my head, I was like, I wonder if they're ever going to bring him back, or like, what if there's like an evil reality where like all the Avengers have like dark versions of themselves, you know, like that. I mean, dude, imagine Thor as we know him now. Imagine an evil version of that. Fuck, dude. I mean, we're like, what do we do? Yeah. You know, or Captain Marvel. I mean, as much as I hate her, she's not going down without a fight, you know.
Or Tony Stark's like a terrorist.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a wealthy terrorist.
Like Tony Stark's the Mandarin.
Yeah.
That was horrible. Speaking of Mandarin, you guys looking forward to Shang-Chi getting delayed? Or just, I mean, because it's going to get delayed. And I think Eternals is too, and so is fucking Spider-Man. Just because
the Eternals is what I'm most excited about.
I think I'm on the fence, man. Spider-Man's my favorite character from all the Marvel comics, so I'm really looking forward to that. Plus, that appears to be the one they're actually doing the most like direct ties to the multiverse. But it's being reported that Eternals could like potentially be like Oscar winning with their director they have and stuff. So we'll see. Apparently, it's got.
Well, we thought the same thing with Mortal Kombat. Remember that?
Yeah, that first 7 minutes should have won an Oscar. Jesus Christ! Whoever directed that scene. Damn sure it wasn't the other director. Yeah. It was funny because, dude, I watched that the other day. Like, not the movie, but I rewatched our review of it. And, like, halfway through, Brian is like, this is good. And I'm just like, all right.
This movie fucking sucks.
Yeah, I was like, what? In my head, I was thinking that. But, you know.
I watched it again, and I really enjoyed it. Like, Miller, my son, he's probably watched it 30 times.
Yeah.
Like, he really enjoyed it. But we had such high expectations after that first fucking preview of the movie. It's like, this is going to be the greatest movie ever. And
yeah, dude. Like, I mean, it looked like it was going to be like straight up like flawless victory, man. You know,
and it was like, bam, bam, bam. Okay, the movie's over. Where the fuck was the tournament at?
Right.
Like, what's going on?
That's true. I forgot. Like, the whole premise of the trailer is like them getting the people together to fight in the Mortal Kombat tournament, and then they don't even have it. And I'm just like, So wait, they're going to get Johnny Cage now, and then the credits are rolling. Like what? Yeah, man.
What scene was it when I was like, "This is good"?
They were. It was one of the scenes where they were gathering some of the people. Still, I think they were like on their way to that like trailer that Sonya lived at right before they met Kano, and then the Kano show just takes over for 45 minutes, and then when that's over, there's nothing left, and you're like, oh, this movie sucks. Okay, like yeah.
I just remember us reviewing it like right after we watched it, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, man, it was good, and then all of a sudden it was like. We just started shitting all over.
We talked ourselves out of it.
I really don't want to shit on this movie, but God, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, we were like, yeah, we loved watching this movie. We had a great time, but it was horrible. What? Yeah, it was weird.
We were confused.
We woke up. Yeah,
we were just confused. Like I got trapped up in a lot of the nostalgia.
Yeah,
like,
there are some good.
Like, oh my God, that was awesome.
There's some really high highs in that movie, dude. Sub-Zero is amazing in that. Well, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Noob Sidebot is amazing in that movie with Sub-Zero's powers. But, it's, I don't know. It's another one.
It was a fun movie. It definitely, I wouldn't say it was great. I wouldn't say it was bad. It was just a fun movie.
Yeah. We're doing the same exact thing all over again.
It's like we could just copy and paste it. Yeah. Let's move on to something else because we'll do it again.
Do you guys think they'll ever do a Street Fighter remake?
Oh my God!
Now that Mortal Kombat's
Jesus Christ!
So do you think Liam Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, The Rock?
the Rock is going to be M. Bison, and then let's see, Michael B. Jordan will be Balrog, the boxer. Yeah, I mean, dude, no.
I'm sure they will, man. I'm sure everything that we grew up watching when we were kids. All right. Everything that we watched when we were kids, I'm sure that they're gonna. And
that movie is a travesty, dude.
Oh, it's so bad.
They pick literally like the most like clean cut American character in all of like Capcom is Guile, and they put this fucking guy from Brussels on there, and it's horrible, dude.
It was bad.
And did you ever play that game, the PlayStation game, Street Fighter, the movie, the game? Did you ever see that shit?
Oh, I didn't ever play it. Dude, I played Street Fighter a lot, but never that game.
Yeah, dude, it was pathetic. They took people, they digitized people from the film and made it into a game, and it's so janky. Like, it's literally just like stills of them moving. It is so bad, dude. So bad.
It didn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I remember video games, I guess it was when maybe the PlayStation 2 came out, and me and Bo Noonan went to Walmart, and we watched. It was either Walmart or GameStop one, but we watched an entire football game being played. I can't remember if it was NCAA or Madden, but they had it up there where it was they were playing each other. Yeah. And we sat there for an hour and watched these computers play each other. We were like, "This is the greatest thing we've ever seen in our lives." There's no way that graphics get any better than this.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just nuts how far that, graphics and shit have come. It blows my mind.
Yeah, I remember playing the very first NCAA on the OG Xbox. I think it was 06, I think it was. Maybe it was no, it had to be before that. No, yeah, way before that. It was 2002, I think. And I just remember Alabama sucked, and that was when Florida was really good. But I remember looking at that game, and I was like, "We've reached video game nirvana. Nothing will ever beat this," And now you look at it now, and it's like, did it really look like that?
Yeah. I mean, just think, I got one of the first flat screen big body TVs.
Right.
It was a regular box TV, but it had the flat screen.
Yeah. The window in front of it. Yeah.
True flat.
Yeah, the Sony one. Yeah.
So I got one of those, and it was 10,000 pounds. I remember putting it in my Mustang and thinking
tires are gonna blow up.
I got a hernia putting this in my fucking vehicle, and I had a wall mount on top of that.
Oh my God,
the flat one that you just stick the TV on top of this.
Oh,
and it moves around.
Yeah,
it wasn't a flat screen, but it was
right.
You go to bars and they have them.
Yeah.
And I got my roommate to help me. I thought the fucking stud was going to pull out of the wall. I mean, that TV was so heavy. But I remember getting that TV and being so pumped, like, oh my God, this thing is so clear. Look at this, watch these DVDs
and it was like
on this TV.
It was like a 36-inch and it was huge,
yeah,
or something.
Yeah. And I just remember back then, like DVDs, like, oh dude, this is the
right.
you won't get a picture better than this.
I'm about to blow your minds. Have you ever heard of WVHS?
WVHS.
Maybe, but I've never like used it or anything.
It's something I just found out about yesterday. There's like a 45-minute YouTube video about WVHS and its failure because DVD came out at the same time. But WVHS is a VHS tape that is 1080i.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
So,
and so he does all these comparisons of the video quality between a WVHS tape and a 1080p source.
Smokes it.
It looks ridiculously good.
Yeah. Well, Betamax was better than VHS. The better quality one never wins, dude. HD DVD to me always looked better than Blu-ray, and Blu-ray still.
Yeah, it's WVHS was like high definition VHS cassettes that never saw the light of day.
Wow, dude, there's so many failed formats out there, dude. That are
was it like a price thing? Like, were they too expensive?
I think the concept of a CD was just cooler.
Yeah. People have moved on from cassettes at that point,
Yeah.
Plus, you can't have VHS in the name and expect it to do well.
Right.
People have already got past that shit.
Yeah.
That's DVDs and shit now. Like, the only reason I ever buy DVDs is for the vehicle, so the kids can watch movies while we drive. Like, and those usually get like at the dollar store.
Right.
It's really weird too because, like, getting into the arcade games and stuff, I've really started to appreciate the old school cathode ray tube monitors.
They look so much better, dude. I mean, it's just not even close.
It's weird because I didn't realize I missed them until I started playing the arcade games, and I'm like, the games just look so much better on these.
Well, it brings you back to a time where that was like your greatest memories of going to an arcade and seeing that same type of screen,
Yeah.
That's just like records. Like, records to me sound way better than CDs do.
Well, you know why that is? Because the bands are better. The music is better.
I thought you were gonna throw a joke out there. I was waiting for it. Like, what do you got?
Well, it's because the wax and the vinyl is.
I thought you were going to say something like, because you spin me right round, baby, right round.
Damn, I should have done that. That was awesome.
Let me see if I can find this real quick.
And we're off.
Yeah, so
my 13-year-old daughter. Yeah. My 13-year-old daughter, she's like all about records and stuff. So
yeah. They have such a cool sound, dude. Just they
do.
Even when there's no music actually playing, you just hear you feel it instead of you're immersed in it, basically. What is he doing now?
But I'll tell you this much, they're like $25-$30 for a record.
Yeah.
Like new records, like, because people are still dropping.
Right. Yeah. Who's on the floor there? Okay, there's Alphonse. Where is that? Luna and Revan there?
Yeah, Luna, Revan, Alphonse, and fucking what's his name?
Oh yeah,
there he is.
There's Apollo. Jesus Christ! How many dogs they have there? That's all of them, huh?
Apollo is the barkingest dog you will
ever
hear in your life. Jesus. Look at him.
What is he doing, dude?
I don't remember where they're at.
Could you hear us the whole time?
Yeah.
I forgot you had a wireless mic.
Well, I was going to show you. I've got the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack on record.
Do you?
Oh, really? Dude, I would love to hear that, dude.
Let me have it.
It sounds so good.
Do you have a way to play it?
We actually threw out our record player because it stopped working, so we need a new one. So I've got a bunch of records and nothing to listen to them on. But the other soundtrack I have, Jeff probably won't care about, but you might, Colby. I bought like a anniversary release of the StarCraft music.
No way, dude.
Record, yeah. And it's a big blue record.
Right. Nice, dude.
I don't remember where I put them the other day. It is so good.
Jonathan and I used to play that game forever, dude. Like straight up dial up. Like I would call his phone number or he would call mine, whoever hosting the game, and we would actually play 1v1 like over dial up, dude. That takes me back, dude.
Yeah, I used to live those same days. That and Diablo. But Blizzard is like really fucked up right now.
I've never played a single minute of Diablo, and I know that's like sacrilege for but I haven't.
But I'm not
Diablo
a nerd.
3 sucks. No, okay. Diablo 1 and 2 are fun. 3.
I just remember part 2. I saw trailers for part 2 on the StarCraft like CD like 10 years before that shit actually came out. Remember how long it took to come out?
Yeah. But yeah, StarCraft is really good. But I don't know where the fuck those albums are right now.
They keep saying I'm not a nerd, just hoping that I believe myself.
I was going to say, like, yeah, tell us more about your fucking Suicide Squad and your,
So, like, I'll never forget the time that Jeff came out as a nerd, like, because I just thought he was kind of a jock whenever I first met him. And I remember
Jocks
saying
are just different types of nerds, though. I mean, if you think about it. You know?
Well, I remembered saying something about Dungeons and Dragons, and Jeff's eyes were like, when, where, who.
Nice.
I'm in.
Like,
okay.
You play Dungeons and Dragons? I'm like, yeah, dude. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons probably before you were born.
Speaking of,
like I started when I was 5.
Speaking of things I've never actually played, I've never played a legit OG Dungeons and Dragons game. I've played tons of games that are based on the rule set or whatever, but I've never played the pen and paper style. Well, dude, could we do that and like film it somehow where like we could actually like have
you can actually play games online. Yeah, you can play games online.
I was about to say now that COVID is over, we can get together and play.
Well, if Ryan could ever get his goddamn big fucking room that he has that used to be a 2-car garage and it's enclosed now, would be great.
Isn't that that's where you guys that's where you guys filmed on the OG
the podcast,
the OG one. Yeah.
We'll probably have room out there to do it once it's done.
Yeah, so I'm all for it because you could even set like you could have a couple different cameras, one up top to show just the board, the table.
That's what I was saying.
And then a couple more to show us. I think
this is going to be weird. I'm going to be the noob. Like this is going to be weird. Like because usually it's the other way around. You
won't be that much better off than me.
I don't know if he's still in chat. Jonathan, if you're still there, have you ever played OG Dungeons and Dragons pen and paper?
I'm sure he has.
He probably has. I don't know.
Well, y'all were like butt buddies growing up, so you should know.
Well, we played a lot of sports together. We didn't play any video games until about like once N64 came out, then it was on. But we didn't play any like SNES games together.
Dude, I remember
we were always on baseball and basketball teams together because our dads were the coaches. Our dads worked together. Yeah,
Nintendo 64 when GoldenEye came out.
Oh my god!
Like I literally would have 10 guys from the football team staying the night at my house, and we would all take turns
just trade off. Yeah.
Yeah, so much fun.
Split screen gaming is a lost like thing.
I miss it,
and it's a rite of passage that guys our age had to go through. Just staring at 1/4 of a 20-inch screen, or whatever it was, and it was so fun, dude. We always
quit screen cheating. What was it called? Screen camping or whatever we used to call it.
Screen peeking. Yeah. It's just you don't. I mean, you can't. You don't. It's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
I miss it though. I love sofa multiplayer games. I like to be able to like Jeff fucking shoots me, I'm going to punch him in the shoulder, like that camaraderie.
Unplug their controller, and see you can't even do that now because they're all fucking wireless.
Yeah.
I think it was the PlayStation where you could play 2-player on the the Sweet Tooth, the car game. What is it called? Twisted Metal. Can you play 2-player? Split screen on that?
Yeah.
With somebody? Yeah.
That game gave me hallucinations. Just a Metal 2.
I mean, even just playing games like that or a sports game, having your buddy come over to your house because there was no such thing as online, like, hey man, you want to come over to the house and play some Madden or NCAA or, anything.
Remember, like, I don't know if you remember this, but like the old school days, when you'd have to be sitting in the same room. Obviously, there was a fake play you could choose because
you could hold the button down.
Right, people would look across. People would look across the sofa or the couch and be like, "Yo, you just hit A. I know what play you're running." But you could do like a fake, and they wouldn't know or whatever. Yeah, that was.
I still do that to this day. Like,
right, just
I'll be playing Madden online, and I'll pick a play and then scroll down a couple pages and then let go.
Yeah.
But I picked the original play that I held X on. You know what I mean? Like I still do that because of that reason.
That's funny.
Twisted Metal, I'm realizing that I loved playing the multiplayer versions of that. I grew up with it. Me and my friend, Randy used to just play those nonstop, but I'm surprised that there hasn't been, like, an online version of that to come out because Twisted Metal Black back on PlayStation 2, right? That was their last game.
Yeah. And those
Why
games were
have they
fun,
not
man.
Who is the
Those
developer? Oh, are they still around?
I don't know.
I never had a PlayStation. I was always a Nintendo guy. So
see me, I was opposite. I was always I had the original Nintendos and stuff, but whenever PlayStation 2s come out, I was hooked.
dude,
that's all I played.
One of our friends, TJ, he had
Sony Interactive Studios.
He had he had every single system like ever, right? And he had the coolest setup in his room where like he had a full entertainment center that was like one entire wall, right? And he had like all of his systems lined up, and he even had like controller extensions that he like, so he'd have the systems like up here, right, stacked, right? And then he'd have these controller extensions plugged in that he would like run down to like the bottom of the thing, so you could plug your controller right in the middle.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
And then it would be up here plugged in, but like you know what I mean? Like it was so nice. Dude, he had like at one point we did like an experiment where he had like the Sega CD system, the Sega Genesis, the fucking X-Band modem, the Game Genie, Sonic and Knuckles 3, Sonic and Knuckles. It was like 3 feet high of just a set of a game, and it worked. Yeah, it worked. It was crazy, dude.
That's super cool.
I call that
32X was in there too. Yeah, it was pretty nuts.
Whoa, what about the game? What was the game called with Fred Savage with the Power Glove?
Oh, that was The Wizard, the movie, the Wizard. Yeah,
fuck, dude, I used to love.
Dude, I had a Power Glove. I had a Power Glove on like launch day. I played that shit for about. I played it for about 13 minutes. It was because it was so tedious, and even like it just. I mean, it was way ahead of its time. Without that, we don't get the Wii probably.
Right.
But like I remember playing Punch Out. Like Mike Tyson Punch Out with that shit, and I kept wanting to like try to do like actual uppercuts, but that wasn't a thing in the game. So I'm, you know, I was as a kid, I'm like, oh, I got full control now. No, dude, no, it was so dumb, dude. It was the worst.
I just remember that movie being so fucking good, man. Like I want to be in tournaments.
Racing games, racing games. You're literally like this. You're just like, you just turn it, and it's like, look how real it is. And the commercial, you know. I don't know whatever happened to mine.
Nintendo used to actually do the World Championships. Like you can
Dr. Disrespect, he won NBA. Well, no, I think his was the arcade, but he won NBA Jam.
They still have Tetris tournaments that are played on OG NES consoles.
Yeah, it's funny. Tetris is one of the few games that has gotten worse with every release. Like it was perfect on the first go.
That's a Game Boy game, dude. That's not a fucking. That's not a sit down and play game. Like it was the best game, or the best version of it was the Game Boy version. Even with the crappy like, you know, one color that the Game Boy had, it was still great for that.
I actually watched some of the championships. I guess it was a couple of weeks ago on like YouTube or something, and I had no clue. Like once you fill up an entire block, like that's called Tetris.
Yeah,
he just did a Tetris, and I'm like. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what that was called.
All I can think of is that damn music. Do, 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 do.
Corby and Nikki.
Then it speeds up. Once it got to like semi-fast, I was done. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to fuck this up. Well, yeah, boys, I think, what time is it? 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Unless y'all got some more stuff to hit on.
Yeah, I'm good. We're at an hour and a half now, roughly 1:35. So we've been going at it for a while. We had some pretty good participation in the chat this time. Yeah. That was cool. But yeah, you know, we're trying to just get our audience together. You know, just kind of finding our style. I've been working on some visual stuff and things like that. You know, Brian, I know you got a lot of stuff going on with work. I do too. Jeff, you got 3 kids and work, so you probably have the biggest schedule of all of us. But you know, we're killing the time with the MCU rewatch, which has actually been really cool. I enjoyed the Hulk one. I enjoyed the Iron Man one.
Yeah, I'm enjoying all of them, man. I enjoy, you know, just shooting the shit with y'all.
Yeah, I might actually watch Iron Man 2 tonight.
Well, don't fall asleep, man. You sound like you're super tired.
I am.
I just get all hyped up on Mountain Dew.
That kid just died.
I heard that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's the end of our podcast, guys.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. Yeah. It's
Have
fine.
a good night.
It's fine. I'll cut that part out.
He just died. All right, guys. See y'all later.
Fan out.
We're live, Colby. You can't undo this.
Whoops. That's all right. But yeah, we'll probably be back on Monday evening to do the Iron Man 2 rewatch. I already got my numbers all worked out, so interested to see what you guys come up with, and go from there.
Go ahead and throw together your numbers for Suicide Squad. We'll all have that watched by then. Maybe we can spend a couple minutes doing that too.
That's cool. I definitely will do that. We can do another video on that too. Yeah, for sure. They should only, we're hoping to keep those to about 20, 30 minutes. Try to keep them kind of short. The podcast episodes are super long, but the reviews we're trying to keep to around 30 minutes. It was funny, the Iron Man and Hulk are both like 34 minutes, which was interesting. Yeah. But we'll see, how the other ones go.
Yeah, but if we have time Monday, maybe we can do 2.
Yeah, I'll be down with that.
If things go smoothly and we all are free.
Considering I'm just sitting at home for the next 10 days or 9 days now,
Yeah.
So
mine's going to be about the same time every week, especially with Miller with football.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, guys, it was fun.
Appreciate y'all in the chat.
Yeah, like and subscribe, all that stuff. We'll see you in the next one.
Later. Fan out. Now I hang up on you guys, right? Click.
Bye.